I'm fighting with the MMA cavemen again. It's about the 10th or 12th time over the years that we've had a back and forth because anytime any of us in the mainstream get near their sport, they always wanted to be a part of the mainstream, but they want us away from their sport because we don't know as much as they do.
Could it be because every time you reference MMA fans, you call them cavemen or knuckle draggers?
It's not all of them. It's just the loudest ones that object to things like calling it artistic cockfighting as if it's some sort of insult.
I'm glad you changed it to artistic as opposed to human cockfighting, which you've been calling it for the better part of
But
a
I've always supplemented the human cockfighting with the idea that I respect the arts, that I love the sport, even though it's barbaric. I love the sport because I appreciate the part that they want me to appreciate, which is the pitting of arts against each other in the violent sphere. But I am not just those things. Like they don't allow you, these people I speak of, to merely like the sport and appreciate the arts. You have to like it exactly the way they do, which comes without ever calling it human cockfighting or pointing out any of the things that make the sport so uncivilized.
It's that simple, though. You have to appreciate the sport and see the artistry in the sport the way they do. Don't they just want their sport to grow? That annoys me. They
well,
don't
hold
want
on.
the sport to grow.
No, but they wanted that for years.
I'll see what I want to see.
Okay, but here's the thing. I understand that that's your viewpoint on this because you're the guy who says my temperature is the way the temperature has to be. I'm saying that in these conversations that I have had with all of these MMA people, it starts with me just wanting to have a conversation, to appreciate the thing that they do as well, while also talking about where its cracks and flaws are. And what ends up coming back to me is some version of insult, always. Like, that's the way the conversations go. They're not conversations. And so I will continue to do it here, and they will continue to do it where they do it, launched at me, and I will continue to create these. One of the MMA websites put out that this is the point that me and Stephen A. Smith are missing on Joe Rogan's criticism. I'm not aligned with Stephen A. Smith on this. I understand why you wouldn't want the guy who comes in with the polarizing, strident opinions of so-and-so choked or so-and-so's a quitter. I get why you wouldn't want that in your fighting sport. Everyone who steps into that octagon stripped down to just their vulnerability. That is unbelievably brave, just getting in there. And so we don't want the normal analysis of, oh, the Spurs are soft, or some sort of criticism that's just swiping and it's heavy-handed. Stephen A. does this some with boxing, too. Like, it is in the absence of profound expertise, which is what some of these MMA guys have. Sometimes you hit them with the side swipes that are the paint by numbers. This is who I am. This is the guy I do on television, where I'm the guy who argues with another guy, and the thing that we do is we question someone's character, manhood, question some coach's decision, something else. And then there's the back and forth that happens there. I get, Stephen A. Smith would tell you himself, he is not the expert of many of the people watching. I would tell you myself that while I like the sport and I follow the fighters, I am not the expert that you are. But you don't get to appreciate this sport more than I do just because every once in a while I have some benign criticism of it.
Or because you were there first.
Right.